Hi, I'm Holly Pike. If you'd like a trial of the Generation software that I use for digitizing, please visit trygenerations.com. This video is a recording of a live video I did for my previous students. You may hear references to You Can Digitize or YCD. That's my old website that is now closed. My new website is digitizingschool.com. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. Your design workspace. When you open up the software, it's going to look something like this. Now, I understand that my software, I move things around a lot, and I understand that it gets confusing for my students when my software doesn't look the same as your software in terms of how it's set up. So I reset my software to factory settings so that you can see exactly what my software looks like when I open it, and it should look exactly like the software when you open it. Okay, so the way I like to set up my software is for efficiency of use. I like to be efficient. I don't like to do things more than once, and I really get frustrated when I can't find things that I'm looking for. So you'll see that your screen will be yellow. Well, the yellow kind of bothers me. If you like it, you can keep it that way or make it any color you want. That's the background. And when I work on a design, I really don't want another color behind it. So that being said, we're going to start with the appearance of the screen. I'm going to start with how this looks on your computer screen. And the biggest thing I want you to notice right now is look at how much space you have here to work. It's not very much. I call this real estate. The real estate is pretty tiny when it's in its open the box default mode. So we're going to fix that. I'm going to fix that real estate problem. And you can just watch and see what I've done, and then I'll wait a minute and let you do what you want to do if you want to make that change. The first thing you need to know is if you right click on any toolbar, this is a toolbar right here. This is a toolbar right here. These are toolbars, okay? I usually click down here because there's nothing. If you right click on the toolbar menu comes up. You see you have the standard bar. I'm going to uncheck them and check them so that you can see what they are. Watch what disappears. This disappears over here. Okay, I'm going to recheck it. Now the view toolbar. You see what disappears when you check it. The ruler, all of your rulers disappear outside the edge of the software. I'm just right-clicking each time. The zoom toolbar, that's this right here, that disappears. So if you don't want those showing for some reason, you want to make them disappear. The color toolbar, that was this color chip over here. You really kind of want that. That's kind of important so you can see where your colors are. Another right click, and we've got our object bar. So you notice everything over here disappeared. Right click again, and we've got the quick bar. That's right here where you can quickly change your stitch type, your density, and your colors. You might want to keep that. Then we have the create toolbar, which is over here. You probably want to keep that because that's where your tools are. Then we have the punch toolbar. It's this one up here, and that disappears. That one's not as critical, but I like to have it showing when I need it. I like it to be there. I don't want to have to search for it. Okay, now this one right here, down here, this big blank one, is the help toolbar. And watch what happens. If I click on my line tool, it comes up and it says escape, forward stroke, right, double click, equals arrow, cancel. To me, that's like you may as well be speaking Chinese to me. It's not helpful to me at all. If it's helpful to you, leave it there. But this is what I prefer to do. This is your help toolbar. I'm going to turn off my help toolbar. Now look at all the real estate I gained. Lots and lots of real estate. Okay, now we have our thread bar, which you might want to keep. That was those colors down here. You might want to keep that so that you can choose colors quickly and easily without searching for them. And then the last one is your building block bar. That's this one down here. I'm not sure we're going to get to building blocks today, so I'm going to suggest that you turn it off and watch how much real estate you gain from turning that off. Look at all that space you gained for working. So now if you're working in a 4x4 design, which is what this hoop is, you have all this space instead of turning on this and turning on that. Look at all that real estate you lost. So I like to keep these off, but I want all my tools available to me at all times. Now that help bar, you're going to think, wow, is that help bar really important? It really isn't, because the software is just that simple to get. You really don't need that help bar. You're going to need to remember a few things like, when do I right click, when do I left click, and that kind of stuff. Hi, Janine. So now we have our workspace set up so that we have real estate. The next thing is your toolbars are movable. They can be a little tricky, but they are movable. So for instance, this little, I know you may not be able to see this in the on Facebook, but there's a little raised up thing here that if I left click and drag, I can move that toolbar. Okay? I can move the film strip to be right there if I want it there. So everything is movable. Everything is movable. I'm going to leave it set up as it is, with my color chips here, my stitch sequencer or film strip here, my punch tools over here, and my create bar here. I'm going to leave it this way. Generally when I work, I have things kind of flipped over, opposite. Just because I'm right-handed, I like to be able to select things without a lot of movement. For the purpose of these lessons, I'm going to leave it alone, because I think you're going to be able to follow me easier if my screen looks very, very similar to yours. Okay, so that's pretty much the screen setup. Now, once you get your screen setup done, you get it the way you like it, the next thing you're going to do is close the program. Okay, you're going to completely close the program. What that does is it sets that up to be permanent, to be a permanent change. If I just work and I don't close the program to save, it may not save these preferences when I come back. So I'm going to close the program, okay? And I'm going to reopen the program. That sets your preferences, and see how it opens? Just exactly the way I left it. Opens exactly the way I left it. Okay? So I'm going to give you a couple of minutes here to do that. I'm going to recommend that you right-click on any toolbar and turn off help bar and turn off building blocks. Just by clicking on them. I'm going to give you a minute to do that so that you can get that all set up and ready to go. Okay? This completes the workspace setup module.